Guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, it's another care guide, kind of, but I'm gonna go over how I take care of my painted hand crayfish, his setup, his diet, everything. This can go for any, well, I shouldn't say any, but this can go for a lot of burrowing crayfish. But if you have a burrowing crayfish, if for some reason you want to get one, it's a very random pet. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure almost no one has this. But I'm just doing this in case somebody needs some info. So, for his enclosure, I didn't want to use a tank. I thought it would be just a lot of all that pressure of the muds on the glass. I just don't want to have any cracks or anything. I have this tub. You can use any sort of tub. You can use a 5-gallon bucket. And I just have this big. This is actually the bottom of a rain barrel. I cut it off. But any sort of plastic tub. If you want to try a tank, you can do that. But any just plastic tub pretty much will work. This is a big setup for a burrowing crayfish, and you don't need a setup this big. But I just use this plastic tub. I just sourced it from my house and I had to buy it. You can buy stuff if you want, but I just had one. Alright, so the biggest thing for these crayfish is substrate. They need a good substrate. So what I did, my substrate is a mix of topsoil and just substrate from outside the soil. So topsoil, and our soil is very clay filled. And I really like that because it just holds burrows so well. It holds their burrows super well. You can see his burrows under this rock, but it holds burrows, and it's just a really good substrate. So clay substrate. I'm sure you can use old topsoil, but mine is clay and topsoil. I bet you can use old topsoil if you want, whatever's most available. But I just have a clay and topsoil mix. You don't have to go on the core. The core doesn't matter. I just have some rocks in here, a log. Just make it look a little nicer, you know. I have some plants. I'll put up what the plant's name is on the screen. I forget, but they thrive in a moist environment. This is an incredibly moist environment. So I have 2 of them. And now that's basically what you're gonna need. But for the setting up the tank, what you're gonna do is you're basically gonna put your crayfish in. Well, you don't have to put your crayfish in here, but you're gonna just fill up the bottom. You're gonna fill it up to where the water is only slightly above the crayfish. Slightly above. It's okay, it could be a little more above, but just so the crayfish can be completely submerged if needed, but not too deep, not super deep, just slightly above the crayfish. And then you're just gonna fill that up with mud. The water's gonna rise, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, the water's gonna stay on the top." It'll sink down, and you'll be good. So there's probably that much water in here, probably an inch, probably about an inch and a half of water at the bottom. And what he's gonna do is he's just gonna burrow through the mud down to the water. He's gonna sit in the water, and he'll come up and he'll sit at the top of here when he's hungry. So basically, he's telling you when he's hungry. You can drop out to get on food, but he's gonna sit up here when he's hungry. They sit up here and they wait for prey. So when he's sitting up here, he's hungry. Sometimes I wouldn't only wait for him if it's been a while. Just throw in a worm. But basically, I would feed them about 2 night crawlers a week. You want to keep waste so the water doesn't get dirty. You want to keep that down to about 2. I use night crawlers and chicken liver. They love chicken liver. They love night crawlers. So chicken liver and night crawlers. About twice a week, feed him just 1 chunk of chicken liver or 1 night crawler, and you can drop it in there. He'll eat it, or if he's up here, you can drop it next to him. He'll grab it and he'll go down. And basically, feeding that's feeding. It's very simple. This is an incredibly simple animal to have, and they're actually quite interesting. Your basically only goal to get one is to source it from the wild. That's what I did. Um, I know some people aren't gonna like that, but I mean, good luck trying to find one being sold. But yeah, source one from the wild. That's what I did. If you give it a good home, it's not really gonna know a huge difference. So I had what is it called? Isopods. I have a bunch of isopods. You put them in here. It kind of goes bioactive, kind of. I don't know. I don't really know bioactive, but kind of does. Technically, yes, you could probably get a really cool grass covering all of this, but I haven't gone for that. Make sure you put it in front of a window, though. Make sure you put it in front of a window. I should have said that earlier. Make sure you put it in front of a window, especially if you have plants. And now for the lid. If with a custom enclosure like this, the lid's gonna be kind of hard to find. But what you're gonna do is I cut out a window screen, a circle of it, and I use zip ties and what are they called? Those little pins. Tacks. I use tacks and zip ties, and then I'll just tack it on, and I can take the tacks out and take the lid off to feed them. So what you're gonna need is some sort of enclosure that's a good size. It needs to be a decent size. Some sort of enclosure. You need topsoil or clay or whatever substrate you're gonna use. Some decor. To be honest, decor's optional. I just like it. Which is rocks and sticks. Plants are nice. Just the roots get down there, suck up some of that extra nutrients, and then that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Isopods. That's it. Put them in there. You don't have to dig a burrow at all. Don't dig a burrow. Don't try to dig his own burrow. He will figure it out. He will. It could take him a day or a couple days. If he's just sitting under a rock or just like makes a tiny little burrow and it's not down to the water, don't worry about it. He will. So, just put him in there. He'll start digging a burrow and he'll pile up all this mud. If the mud gets too tall, too close to the top, take it break that pile or scoop some out because you don't want any chance of him getting out. So yeah, that's basically it. Super cool pet. They're really interesting. And yeah, that's my care guide for them. If you watching this because you want one, hope it helped you out. But yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.